On April 30th, 1917, the Hartlepool steamship Horsa was torpedoed and sunk without warning by the German submarine U-93, some 200 miles off the southwest coast of Britain. This 3,000-ton steamer had been built at the William Gray shipyard in 1894 and was owned locally by Erskine & Company of West Hartlepool. At the time of her sinking, she was sailing from Briera in Algeria, bound for Cardiff with a cargo of iron ore. The attack on the ship was recorded by one of the U-boat's crew.
We had one torpedo left and were nearly ready to turn homeward. It was sundown of a clear, balmy spring day. A big steamer came along, the British ship Horsa. With our last torpedo, we scored a clean hit at the bow. She sank very quickly. Her stern rose into the air and she went down like an airplane in a nosedive.
11 lives were lost, including 2 from the town, 54-year-old Chief Engineer Alfred Nash and sailor Charles Ribston. Alfred Nash lived with his wife Mary Ann, formerly Mary Ann Crallan, at number 7 Carlton Street, West Hartlepool, and was the son of the late George and Mary Nash. Unfortunately, we know very little about Charles Ribston, other than he was born in Hartlepool. The survivors from the Horsa were taken aboard the submarine and transferred the next day to the lifeboats of a Swedish ship, which had been captured and sunk by another U-boat, the U-21. An even greater loss of life occurred when the steamship Ribston was torpedoed and sunk 90 miles off the southwest coast of Britain by U-45 on July 16, 1917. Like the Horsa, the Ribston was also built in 1894 at the William Gray shipyard, but for different owners, the London and Newcastle Steamship Company Limited. By 1917 she had been sold to the Zodiac Shipping Company and was on a voyage from Melilla in Spain bound for Glasgow with a cargo of iron ore when she was sunk. 25 crewmen were lost, including the first mate Thomas Glennie, who lived with his wife Sarah Jane at number 14 Cundall Road, West Hartlepool. On December 20th, 1917, the 4,000-ton steamship Waverley was torpedoed and sunk off the Algerian coast by the German submarine U-35. Owned by the local Pyman Steamship Company, she was on a voyage from Cardiff to Port Said with a cargo of coal, iron and railway wagons. She went down with a loss of 22 crewmen, including 34-year-old Chief Engineer George Herbert Todd, who lived with his wife Ada Isabel at number 44 Milton Street, West Hartlepool.